Hello, welcome back to Working with Niko. Still in my boat. It's been 2 days since I painted all this. It's time for layer number 2. Probably have to sand it a little bit to make the paint bite. I'm gonna take this box out so I can get it properly around there. Didn't do that last time. That's one of my kind of issues, that I'm too eager and I forget to do things properly. So I need to teach myself that I need to take my time to do things in a good way. That's how it is. At least I'm humble enough to learn a little, or to admit my errors, but still, of course I should have taken that one down when I first was at it, but okay, it is what it is. I'm gonna put you down here now. It's gonna be a little bit of noise from the camera stand. Sorry about that. I've been shopping. Finger sanding set. Hopefully that's alright. Just rub over the paint and don't wear it that much on my thumb, because my thumb is quite sore after gripping around it sandpaper and doing all that. A coping saw. I'm gonna need it later. Not need it now. We put it under here somewhere. Microfiber cloth to dust off all the surfaces before we paint again. Some glue. That's for some heat shield over at the galley that came off. Not gonna need that now either. Put that over there somewhere. 3 rolls of masking tape, white paint, and a box of blue paint, and some refills for that one. And last and least, there's some cable joint securing plate. I don't know if it works because I couldn't find what I really wanted, but I want to use it down in the engine for the wire to stop the engine. Because the way it works right now ain't good enough. It's just use zip ties to zip it in place. So hopefully I can find a solution that this will work, and it'll be easier to stop the engine with a wire. So that goes under here for now as well, I guess. So that's it. There's gonna be some more sanding to do. First I'm gonna screw off that box. I'm gonna just rub lightly over. I don't need to show you all of it, but just rub lightly over the layers I painted, and then tape it up all again, and give it a second layer of paint. I tried to focus more on the painting process than the sanding process today, because the last video it was all about sanding, and then my camera ran out of memory and I could just show you the finished results. So we tried to reverse that somehow today by filming less sanding and more painting. And even though I got the blue color, that's not happening today because I need to be finished with all the whites before I can put blue paint on, because I need to mask the white areas to put on the blue paint, and I can't do that on fresh painting. So that was barely screwed in. Someone uses this little box of wood to, I assume that was not to get the screw through the wall, but it wasn't gripping very much. But anyway, now we have access to this place, so we can roll it, and if we don't have two layers there, that probably doesn't matter, or some way it does, because as I spoke of in my last video, I'm considering moving this box along with this box out of the way down. Yeah, so we have less things up here. That's the plan on a longer term, but right now just try to make the best out of it. I spent the morning changing tires on my car. It had stud tires, and as of last Monday, studded tires are not longer allowed. That's for winter use. So yeah, I used a lot of energy already, so I just see how long I get, or how far I get with painting today, and I'm gonna take my time. And try to keep the spirit up, even though I'm tired. It's easier to get to lose your courage when you're tired, but or at least lose your courage, of course, but also lose your spirit and your good mood. And really, that's just something that's something you can do something with, because even if you're tired, there's no need to be grumpy. Being tired and being grumpy is not the same thing. It's just a matter of pull yourself together and make some decisions for your life. That I don't want to be grumpy even if I'm tired. I don't want to give up only because I'm tired, and I don't, for my part, I also need to teach myself even more to just take more breaks and accept that it takes more time when I'm tired. So I don't need to rush things. The only rush I have is to redo the steering console. I'm going to show you, because if you're new here, this is the first time you're watching me. I rebuilt this steering position. It's in a video in my playlist. You can watch it if you like. Because it came out here, so the rudder or the steering wheel was kind of in conflict with my knees when I was sitting here. But I used two thick plates here, so this throttle mechanism needs a smaller plate, a thinner plate, to be attached. So that's a problem. And also I didn't pre-drill things, so this plate cracked up, and also that this plate is too thick for this one. So I want to buy new plates that are thinner and probably plywood instead of just wood. and remake this one and this one. This one can probably stay. And yeah, when I'm done that, when I have done that, put it down, nice. When I'm done doing that, I can hopefully take the boat out for a spin again, because I want this boat to be able to just take a trip out on sea on very nice days and not just sitting here. So even though I am in a restoration process, I will be able to use the boat and learn the boat, learn all the sounds and how it handles the wind, how it is to dock alone in challenging conditions and all that. I bought a boat to use it, not only because of that, but I also bought it because I needed a project, but of course I want to be able to use it. So enough talking, I'm gonna start sanding things down now. I'm done sanding, and no, I did not sand every surface because I'm not professional painter in any way. I have very little experience with painting, but my mom do have some more experience. So I started to think before I sanded too much. And she said, oh, you not necessarily need to sand down between each layer, which I thought I was supposed to do, but that saves me a lot of work. So I went straight to taping up the windows again, because I removed the tape last time. Because I heard that is smart to do with tape, because if it sits too long, this kind of tape, it's kind of hard to get off, and it takes with it, especially if it's mounted on painted areas already, it kind of, you ruin the paint. So I need to retape a lot. There was some places that I forgot to take away the tape. I can always blame that on that I was tired. Now I have 3 tape rolls, so hopefully that will be sufficient. And try to get the tape up to the edge. It's not exactly a straight line, it's a little bit curved. That's gotta do it. So I think I did all the masking, all the taping. Don't think I missed a spot. I hope not. So I'm gonna swap. Is that the right word? I don't know. You have something there. Better. I'm just gonna wipe off all the surfaces with a microfiber cloth just to remove dust and stuff. There's some insects as well. So just clean them a little bit and then start painting. next week I need to be back up in Hallingdal again for 1 week, so yeah, I wanted to do as much as possible. Just putting this out here so I can put a lid on. Problem of using a new roll kind of shed some of this. It's a cheap roll, so I'll try to pick it away as soon as I see it. As I showed you in the last video, the inside of here, I did paint it and kind of sucked or soaked right in. So it's kind of, if you look down here, it's hard to see that it was painted at all. It looked like old paint, but actually it's 2 days old. But hopefully now that it's dried up and soaked in, the second layer will make more of a difference. So I'm just gonna add plenty and make sure it doesn't start to run too much. I did something stupid here, because, well, I rolled this wall, which is not stupid at all, but then I went down and I rolled everything here before I used the brush to paint all the small stuff where the roll can't get to, which means I have to be extremely careful while leaning over here so I don't put myself into fresh paint. But, well, I guess I needed a reminder that I'm stupid. At least I'm wearing a white shirt. That's already dirty. I only have 2 of those working with Niko t-shirts, and the other one is filled up with hydraulic fluid, and I don't know if that's ever going to be white again completely, so try to keep one fairly clean at least. I'm gonna buy more of that, of course. I'm not ready to start to sell merchandise just yet. I think that's a little early with just above 100 subscribers, and if 1% of you would buy something, that means 1 sale. So, but let me know in the comments if you would want a t-shirt like the one I'm wearing. I could always try to order some and send it. I don't know the price, I don't know anything, I don't have a website, so entirely up to you. But I think it's a little bit early, to be honest. I finished up here. Just as I speak, a little running here. I probably need to go over this a 3rd time, but I want to start on this one, so I put up some tapes in the corner. This is also going to be white, and here, as I said earlier, I'm going to put up something here to cover the gap in there, so I'm not going to be too thorough here. Just masked up a little bit regarding the instrument. I'm probably going to change out this whole plate because it's broken in the corners, but it's going to stay for now, so just to make sure I don't drip anything around there. Of course this plate is going to be changed out, so if I get any painting there, it doesn't matter. So hopefully I have enough painting to cover that wall, and when I'm done with that, I see what I have left. Maybe I can do a 2nd layer on that one. Maybe I can start painting those other doors standing up there. Maybe I can do the 2nd layer on this one, but I doubt that I have enough to cover both this wall and all that is left. So I'm just gonna see how far I get. good thing about those plates here, they don't suck too much color. So I used way less than I thought of it. Of course, I hope that the paint won't scale off. If it does, it's not a very big deal to take off the walls and replace them, or maybe just put on some cladding. So I have backup plans if this doesn't work out. So I'm gonna use the brush on those places I can get to with the roll, and just let it dry out and put on another layer another day. So it went much faster and more efficient than I was hoping for. I know I should put tape on here because initially I wanted the inside of this to be blue, but I made so many mistakes taping up this last time that I rather put white paint on there, and if I spill some over the edge, I'm just going to use the scrape and scrape it off before I paint the blue paint, and then I'm going to mask up inside here. It saves me time, and hopefully the result will be good anyway. Now I just need a place for it so I can do the other one. Swipe it gently off. What's in the tray is what I have left, the white paint, so I guess I just do as much of the engine cover as I'm able to with the paint I have left. No need to put it back in the can. I have good news and I have not so good news, depending on how you're looking at it. The good news is that 1 can of white paint covered more than I thought it would. So all the walls on the side outline of the boat has gotten a new layer. The counter or the desktop or whatever you call it, both sides got a new layer. The walls on the cabinets got a new layer. This whole thing got a new layer, and this door got its first layer along with the main wall for the cabin. So that's more than I hoped for. But that means that I can't do anything of blue work today because the paint needs to dry up before I can retape. So yeah, I'm going back tomorrow, but for you guys it will be in a second, and you will see in the video when you see it. I don't know yet, but my plan is to buy what I need for this one and do that tomorrow. But for you it will not be tomorrow, it will be now.